All right, and welcome to part 3 of your Scuba Certified Now What? Today, we're going to talk about travel. Ooh,
this is my favorite topic
right?
of the whole thing.
Because who doesn't want to go on vacation?
That's
right?
why kind of a lot of us got into it. We wanted to go places and see all the things there is to see. So that's what we're going to talk about
Wait, you want to tour the world?
Yeah.
Just a very broad range of topics, right? Mm-hmm. Differences between liveaboards, resort diving, diving from a boat, shore diving, how to pack for differently for these trips, what kinds of diving are you going to get in different places. First thing, let's talk about liveaboards to resorts. Right? What is the real difference? I got back from Blackbeard's Bahamas just a little while ago, and that was a 65-foot sailboat. This was a really cool experience, right? I overpacked all of my personal stuff.
Right? Because that's the tendency.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to need 17 rash guards and 14 bathing suits for 7 days. What I learned? Well, on the liveaboard, all my stuff could dry on the side of the boat. We hung it up to dry.
Less is more type of situation.
So I wore the same bathing suit and rash guard all week because I could rinse it and dry it. Here you are, you're on this boat, you're sailing the open ocean, and they are going to bring you to the best dive sites or their favorite dive sites.
And they can navigate the different conditions too, right?
Yeah, right? So you're not going to get rained out. You just go around the rain and you just go to a different dive site. As you're out there diving, you know, you're going to get pristine conditions and a lot of different types of diving. So we did wrecks, reefs, walls, a blue hole. We did so many things in the Bahamas. Yeah. So for a liveaboard, you're paying for the trip. Sometimes your flights are included, sometimes not.
Just depends on the trip.
But it is covering your room and board for the entire week. It is covering all of your meals. Everything is there in your spot for you, and you have nothing to worry about. You set up your gear, it sits on the tank, they fill it right where you put it down when you're done diving, so you never have to take your gear on and off of anything.
So you only set it up just the once?
You set it up once,
awesome,
and you take it down once. Now, resort diving, tell me how that's different.
So resort diving is a little bit different. So when I go to Bonaire, that is like a dedicated diving resort. Everything that you need is already included. You even get a dive locker, which is awesome. So you don't have to schlep your wet gear to the dive site and back to your room and just be in the stinky seawater and all that. Boat dives were available as well. So sometimes we're getting on a boat. What's great about Buddy Dive is that you get a truck that actually comes with your room. You load up your tanks for the day and you can just go have unlimited shore diving. I think I got up to 24 dives in a week while I was there. Up to 5 dives a day, including a night dive.
And you had unlimited nitrox, right?
We had unlimited nitrox too. So I actually got nitrox certified for that trip, and I always, if I can, I'm always on nitrox. But it's a little bit different. So whereas when Drago was on Blackbeards, he set up his gear one time, and then they just filled the tanks and kind of took care of everything for you. For this trip, you might want to consider things like your Save-A-Dive kit. Not all the tanks, once you get out there, are going to have great O-rings in them, for example. So you might want to consider additional gear that, like maybe even fin straps, mask straps, stuff like that, that can help you out so you don't get all the way to your dive site and have to drive all the way back to the resort. I also overpacked when I went to Bonaire, thinking that I needed 3 outfits a day for all this stuff I was going to be doing that wasn't diving. And during the day, I would pretty much put my wetsuit on once, and I'd basically be eating in my wetsuit. I would be doing pretty much everything in my wetsuit.
I'm going to be leading a Cozumel trip over Cinco de Mayo.
It's a little bit different than some of these trips we've been talking about.
By a little bit different, we mean a lot different, right? For Bonaire, that Bridget was talking about, you're doing shore dives, so you're walking in off the beach, you're diving, and you're getting back out of the same spot, getting in your Jeep and going. Cozumel, that is not the case. We are getting on and off the boat every day. We'll do 2 dives in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and then some days we have a night dive built in. We are at an all-inclusive resort, so we have our room, we have everything there. They do have the dive lockers. There is not a lot of shore diving, but majority of it is drift diving.
Which
so
is the best type of diving, because it's even lazier than how we're already diving, right?
I mean, lazier than lazy, right?
Yeah.
Boat's going to pick me up. How convenient is that? I don't even have to find the boat. The boat has found me.
I know, that's cool.
Navigation is minimal.
These are not the big international ones. You're not going to have to jump through as many hoops to get to that destination. You don't have to get on a plane and avoid those no-fly times, right? So we're talking about our bus trips down to the Florida Keys, which is something that we are very well known for.
Florida Springs.
Why not just be on the bus where we do the driving, and then you get to take place in what I like to call the scuba camaraderie. You can sit and talk to other people who have the same interests as you. We're all going diving together, so we have a little bit of commonalities, and you can make a lot of really great friends on these trips.
Absolutely.
I know I have.
We have a lot of local diving. A hop, skip, and a jump away. They're not far. It's 2 to 3 hours to get there. We have quarries in Alabama that we go to.
We do quarries in Tennessee. We do lake cleanups. I think the last one they pulled up something like 176 pounds of trash. One thing you want to think about is, are you going to go by yourself or are you going to go with a group, like with a dive shop or a club or anything like that? You do a trip with us, you basically, once you've already paid for it, you just got to show up and we kind of take care of everything else.
You get a trip leader. We've planned out everything.
We make sure you guys are taken care of and everything that you want to do is what we're going to provide for you. So you're a little bit more taken care of that way, but it's not the only way to do it.
If you are planning your own trip, you have a lot of logistics to play when you plan your trip. How am I getting there?
Where am I getting my air?
Right? Where am I getting my air? Is there a dive shop? Do you know that dive shop? Can you guide yourself around dive sites? Can you go out on your own or do you need to hire a dive master? All of these things that we incorporate into our trips are things that you would have to think about if you did your own. If you don't want to have to plan all that, Diventures can actually plan a trip and we can get you and your family or friends, all on your own trip together and then worry about filling the rest of it so you make new scuba buddies.
Absolutely. I hope you guys are excited about diving and all the potential and places that you'll go with this new scuba certification that you have. And
if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yep.
So
comfort
keep the
through
travel.
repetition, keep doing it, try to go out at least once a year.
Right.
So we got lots of different options and we're here to help you out with that.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Thanks guys for tuning in.
We'll see you next time.